Zorro's back. Zorro, the greatest hero of them all.
Thank God for your life, Sergeant.
Everyone knows the mark. Everyone knows the mask. Everyone cheers his fame. It's the all-new adventures of Zorro.
Alrighty. I love Westerns. I've mentioned this before. I also identify as a leftist. I've mentioned this before. But here's the problem. Most Westerns, at least the pre-1970s ones among them, that are universally considered to be the greatest, have a bit of a right-leaning bent to them. Movies like Stagecoach, Rio Bravo, The Searchers, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. In fact, most of John Wayne's Western filmography has a kind of a right-wing feel to it. Well, the man was a capital C conservative, after all. Maybe that's why I like Italian Westerns more than American Westerns. But that brings me nice and neat into the subject for today. The Lone Ranger is a character who was created by George W. Trendle and Fran Stryker and debuted in 1933 on WXYZ radio in Detroit. The Lone Ranger himself is a former Texas Ranger who, with his faithful Native American companion Tonto, fights crime and criminals in the American Old West. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again. Come on, Silver! That's it, old fellow! There's danger on the trail ahead! Tonto is waiting for us! Hi-yo, Silver! Away! Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Anyway, most people might already know this, but the Lone Ranger, along with a plethora of others, was actually inspired by another pulp western character, Zorro. Seriously, without Zorro, I don't think the modern superhero as we know it would exist. Without Zorro, there'd be no Batman or Daredevil. Even in the comics, Bruce Wayne canonically watched the first Zorro film in the theaters with his parents the night they were killed. That inspired him to become Batman. But here's my concern. I love the Lone Ranger and I love Zorro. But, even though I am much more familiar with the Lone Ranger, what with me binging the radio show sometimes while I do my chores, as a leftist, I think I identify politically way more with Zorro than the Lone Ranger. Let me explain. The Lone Ranger is a champion of justice. That much is true. Not only does he fight crime and criminals, but he fights for the little guy. The farmers, the ranchers, the people who do all the work and pay all the taxes, basically. He also fights corruption. Corrupt sheriffs, corrupt landowners, corrupt business people. He brings them to justice, and brings justice to the little guy. Here is where I disagree with the Lone Ranger politically, however. The Lone Ranger, despite outwardly fighting against the system, inwardly, he actually fights within the system. The system isn't the problem. It's just a few bad apples spoiling the bushel. Just remove the madness and something beautiful will grow. ACAB? Nah, it's just a few of them. There's some good cops. Just gotta separate the bad cops from the good cops and just remove the bad ones. You'll know them when you see them. It's easy. Don't like your president? No problem. Just vote him out in the next election. Maybe the next president will be better. It's only 4 years. What's the worst that could happen? It's easy. People using their religion to justify committing hate crimes? It's just a few of them. The police will deal with them. They know crime when they see it. They're here to protect and serve, after all. They're our friends. It's easy. Things aren't so bad, right? 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 The police are not here to protect you. Your political and religious leaders are all liars and thieves, and they are not, I repeat, not your friends. Zorro sheds a light on this madness. He exposes it for what it is, madness. He laughs in the face of authority, vandalizes it. The system is the problem. The people working within the system are the problem. They're stealing from us. Steal right back from them. And while you're at it, let them know you've been there. Hack all their computers to play meat spin or something. Make a mess. Take a chance. It's difficult, it's scary, but it's doable. It is here where Zorro and I politically align. The Lone Ranger was once a Texas Ranger himself, a law enforcer, a cop. He still operates within the law and occasionally assists fellow law enforcers like sheriffs and marshals. Zorro, by contrast, is an aristocrat. Yeah, all aristocrats are inherently evil, but he betrays his aristocracy by donning the mask and fighting corruption. That includes law enforcers, but also governors, military officials, tax systems. He could not be more different politically from the Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger believes the problem is a few bad actors abusing an otherwise legitimate system. It's corrupted. Remove the corruption and law and order is reestablished, all fixed. Zorro believes the system itself is illegitimate. It is a tool of oppression. Reveal it for what it is and destabilize it. It's never truly fixed because it was always broken. Maybe you could put a band-aid on it, but the problem will always be there. In a day and age like ours, we need someone like Zorro now more than ever. Someone who punches Nazis, spits in the face of politicians, and truly believes that one of the strongest ways to stick it to the man is to laugh at him.